Hi everyone, Darleen here from Single Boss Lady. Welcome to week 2 of the third eye chakra. We're looking at creativity this week. And again, 3 aspects, 1 personal, 2 business. Now let's have a look at what those aspects are. Personal is about deciding what thought comes from fear or love. And that's really important because that can help you work through what is happening. Now, in business, it's about boundaries and also actioning your ideas. And I'm going to go into these in detail through the lens of creativity. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know that creativity is whatever brings you joy. It doesn't have to be traditional like art. Yes, I am an artist. That is me. Yet anything that brings you joy is creativity. And so I would love for you to actually write a list of what brings you joy and see how it is actually is creativity. It's really profound, really beautiful when you look at creativity that way. Instead of thinking, oh, it's artists, it's potters, that kind of stuff. Yes, that is creativity, yet there's so many other forms of creativity. Now let's have a look at personal. So we're deciding on what thought comes from love or fear. Now, when you actually want to look at your thoughts and decide whether they come from love or fear, the way to do that is coming from love and coming from joy. Because when you come from that vibration, it's a higher vibration, and you're able to look at the thoughts that have been coming in with a much more gentleness. It's more gentle, it's more nurturing, which means you're less likely to be hard on yourself. Because when we look at our thoughts, patterns, and beliefs, we can be really, really hard on ourselves. And that's not very nice. We don't need to do that. We don't need to be hard on ourselves. And so when you think about the thoughts that are coming through, think about them when you're doing something creative. Now, creativity might be going for a walk. That's great. Have a look at it, just one thought. And then as you're walking, just really tap into that thought and then tap into your body and see where that thought is coming up in your body, and then go into it. Okay, is it coming from love? Is it coming from fear? What's it doing? What's actually happening? And all of that is amazing, amazing, beautiful ways of looking at our thoughts. Because when we do it in a creative way, and that's another way you can do it, you can be creative. Like I've discovered this journaling. I think it's called scribbling journaling. You can see I don't edit these videos. And I think it's called scribbling journaling, where you use your non-dominant hand. So for me, that's my left, and you just draw anything. You just draw lines, whatever. And then wherever you're drawn to, you actually do more with that. And then you might be drawn to another area. So you do something with that. You might be drawn to another area. So you do something with that. And then where you're drawn to, you might write words or a sentence. Then you can do traditional journaling after that. For me, because it's drawing, it's creative, and it means I'm able to work through things easier and from that beautiful place of love. It's really profound, really beautiful. And that journaling for me suits me because I'm being creative. And when I do that kind of journaling, it I work through my thoughts, patterns, and beliefs so much easier. Now let's have a look at business. So we're going to look at boundaries. And when we look at our boundaries from that place of creativity, we're able to have the confidence and courage to look at our boundaries for starters and see if anything needs changing. Now, for me, my foundations are solid, but they're also flexible. That means my boundaries, because boundaries is a foundation, it is flexible. Now, for me, the last couple of years has been study. So my boundaries have needed to change slightly. And because I looked at my boundaries from a creative place, I was able to have that confidence and courage and go, you know what? I'm only working with clients on these days. I'm not working any of these days. I'm only working these hours, blah, blah, blah. And I was able to really do it from a place of love. And it meant that people respect those boundaries. I respect the boundaries, and so do clients and potential clients. They respect the boundaries. Now, boundaries can be whatever you want it to be. It can be boundaries around what kind of email system you have. And I mean, that might seem a little bit strange, but you might have clear boundaries on what you want out of that email system. So when you go looking, you've got those boundaries in your head, and you go looking at that email system and you go from there. And that is just one boundary. Now, the main boundaries are things like when you work with your clients, how many hours you work in your business, um, when you actually contact your beautiful clients and potential clients, do you contact them immediately? Or do you say, I will contact you within 48 hours, 48 business hours? Those are all boundaries. And those are like the traditional boundaries, the most common ones. Yet, as I said, you can have boundaries around anything and everything in your business, because it's your business. It's important that you set it up that's right for you. So I'm setting my business up so it's right for me. It's right for me in the way that I work. And that's something that I've really looked at and really understood, is how business works for me and how I work in my business. Two, clear distinctions there. Now let's look at actioning the ideas. Now, if you've watched yesterday's video, you would have seen that you can get hundreds of ideas, and that's fantastic. That's being creative. When you're creative, you do get those ideas come in. When you're connected to your body, you get those ideas come in. Yet, are all of those ideas for you? And that's where, when you're being creative and those ideas come in, because your vibration's higher, you can look at that idea immediately, give it a priority, see if it's even right for you in the first place, and then give it a priority, and then decide, is it something that you need to action now, or is it something you're going to action later? The more that you're creative and the more you're connected, the more you enjoy and love, the easier all of this is for you. So when an idea comes in, you can know immediately if it's right for you and your business, because you've set up all your foundations, you know what you want to do in your business. Then when that idea comes through, you're able to understand whether it's right for you. Then again, if it is right for you, is it right for you right now? Or can it be put, to another, you can give it a date and then go, okay, I'll actually review it then, and I'll see whether it's still right for me. And if it is, do I need to do it now, or is it something in the future? And that's what's called a toy box, or whatever you want to call it. It's a little chest or whatever, where you put the ideas in that you have, and then you give them a date to review them, and you review them on that date, and you go through that process. It is really profound when you do that, because then you can decide what is right for you. Again, it's your business, and only you know what's right for you. Yes, you can work with a mindset coach like me, a business coach, all of those beautiful things. They can support you, yet it is still your business. You are the one making the decisions. And that is where it's really important to understand your business, your clients, all of that. Really understanding that gives you the confidence and the courage to go, actually, you know what? That piece of advice is great. It's not right for me, though. Now, that's this beautiful, week 2 of the third eye chakra. Again, personal is deciding whether thoughts come from love or fear. Business, it's about boundaries and actioning the ideas. And I'll see you for week 3.